All right, a little bit fired up on this one, and here's why. Everybody that's beep, 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 chirping online about this, they're wrong, or they're incomplete, or they're misguided, or they're lying. Nobody has actually read this bill. Nobody ever will just talk about it because you got both sides that are split so far apart, and they're all chirping at each other. I read the bill. I can tell you about it. And I want to have a discourse on arming teachers in the public school. This is going to be incomplete. There's going to be so many more facets to this that we're not getting done in a 4 or 5 minute video, but it's still, I think, healthy to talk about it. Buckle up, here we go. Today's episode is brought to you by you people. Thank you for every thumbs up. A thumbs up is great. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thanks for checking your subscription. Thank you to the Patreon folks. Been having fun with y'all over there this week. Thank you to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right. Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, has now signed into law a new bill. It's not a bill anymore, it's law, to allow teachers to carry in the public school. One of the challenges is from the Tennessean coming out of Nashville, all the newspapers, all the AGs, or the APs, they're all saying the same thing. Tennessee is now arming teachers. Ain't nobody being armed. Nobody is being armed, and the lies start in the very headline. Even from the headline, it's a scam. They're not arming anybody. State legislators have approved House Bill 1202 and Senate Bill 1321 by a vote of 68 to 28 that authorizes or allows staff to conceal carry handguns in buildings and on school grounds. Okay. From that point forward, as soon as Bill Lee signed that on Friday, people went bleeping nuts here. They're on Facebook. They're talking about it. They're all saying the same thing. Oh my God, it's going to be the Wild West. I'm really upset about this. I saw today that some teachers were saying, I can't even choose the textbooks in my classroom. You don't let me choose. You don't trust me enough to choose my own textbooks, yet you trust me enough to carry a handgun. That's the way the left thinks. I get it. They're calling it unbelievable. Now, I want to say this. And I talked about this on the Liberty Lounge podcast the other day. I totally get it. There's so many on our side, the far right, that are like, F all y'all, Second Amendment, sheepdog, rah. And I get that. Believe me, I get USA, USA, USA. I get it. But I also, at least I can try to put myself in the shoes of folks that are sort of in the middle. That are like, hey, I didn't grow up around guns. And I had a dad tell me this one time. He goes, listen, dude, I've never been around a gun. I've never shot a gun. He said, if you tell me that the solution to guns in schools, the solution is more guns in schools, that makes me nervous. And I really had good talk with that guy. And I didn't go, Second Amendment, don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. I wasn't wearing my Killdozer shirt that day. So I get it. This is an incomplete list. Thoughts that I have. Ain't nobody being armed. Thoughts that I have. The entire myth, all of this chirping online of this is ridiculous. Oh my God, teachers got to deal with them enough. Now we got to deal with this. Is that the myth, all of this is held together with the glue of a myth that school zones are gun free. They're not. Criminals bring guns there more regularly than they should. And I can guarantee you, every dude that goes onto those campuses to work on the HVAC system's got a gun in their truck and a gun in their toolbox. There are teachers in every school system. I'm going to throw this out there. Every school system that doesn't have metal detectors, every one of them, there's teachers that are armed. So it is a myth. It is a myth to go, wow, it's going to be the Wild West out there. Also, I find it fascinating. Another facet. We're not going to cover them all today. Another facet that these teachers, they're citizens. I know y'all don't like the word citizens. They're Americans. And they have rights, constitutional rights. They have rights that are unalienable that come from our Creator, and the Constitution prevents the government from treading on them, allegedly. Yet their rights stop at the sidewalk. They can carry 16 hours a day, 15 hours a day in their regular life, and then when they drive to work, their rights change. And I find that really, really interesting. Again, there's so much to this. They can already own guns. They already can. Now, here's the part you're not going to get anywhere else. This is the part that gets me fired up. This doesn't allow anything. No teacher is being armed. They're saying they're arming teachers. They're not arming anybody. They are allowing teachers to carry their own concealed carry weapon onto campus allowing. Now, it's not that easy, and here's the part that ain't nobody talking about. This bill requires staff to go through 40 hours of basic training in school policy or school policing. That's going to be classroom. So 40 hours. My understanding is that they also have to go through another 40 hours of peace officer standards training every year. So the first year you're at 80 hours, 80 hours. You also have to get an enhanced carry permit. So you got to go through your concealed carry permit, and it's got to be an enhanced one in Tennessee. And that's a lot. That's classwork, that's work on the range. You also have to complete a background check, undergo a psychological exam conducted by a Tennessee licensed healthcare provider, and you've got to receive written authorization from 3 people: the superintendent of your school system, the principal of your individual school, and the chief law enforcement officer of your either municipality or county. You've got to get written permission from principal, superintendent, and the CLEO. That's a lot, people. That's a lot. The left is like, Wild West. We're giving teachers guns left and right. Duck and cover, children. Duck and cover. It's not remotely what this bill does. And it gets worse. The bill only allows each school district to make their own decisions. The school districts can go, no thanks, and that bill doesn't apply in their school system. That's a key. People aren't talking about this. It is a Wild West show on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter today, people whining about this law, and it's not remotely the Wild West in reality. There's going to be districts all over that say, no, thank you. Parents are, no pun intended, up in arms about this. Me, I'm like, just eye roll, like, good Lord, good Lord. Almost all mass shootings take place in a gun-free zone. How about we harden those targets up? Soft targets are a bunch of bullcrap. I suggest we protect children in the same way that we protect Congress.
This gun fits my hand better than this one does.
Diabetes.